Our main character Riko is descending into the abyss with her teammate called Nat. They aren't allowed to go very deep, so they must collect scraps. Riko is digging and she found a tomb. She finds and picks up many different relics. With a full bag she has lunch and believes that she will soon be promoted. On her way back to base she encounters a massive red snake monster. These are usually further down the abyss, so this shocks her. The monster goes after Nat, who has been injured. It's about to eat him, so Riko blows her red whistle to get its attention. It turns around and tail whips her. She is launched away and loses her bag and helmet. The monster chases her until she reaches a cliff. Cornered, the monster is now about to eat her. A massive fire blast hits the monster. This causes the monster to fly away. Following the blast trail, she finds an unconscious boy. She picks up a necklace. After a close look at the boy, she discovers he is a cyborg. Its name is Reg. Riko and Nat bring Reg into town. Outside the orphanage, they meet another friend called Shiggy. He gets the other kids to distract the director of the orphanage. This allows the others to sneak Reg inside. The next day in lesson, the director is telling everyone that keeping relics is forbidden. This makes Riko very nervous. A teacher called Jiro talks to Riko about the monster snake from before. He questions how she managed to survive. She almost tells him about Reg, but she stops herself. He dismisses her. She asks to be allowed to go deeper. She wants to reach the same depth that her mother did. He says it's too dangerous for her. They electric shock Reg to wake him up. Unfortunately, he has no memories. Shiggy enters and tells them that they blew the power for the entire orphanage. They know that Jiro will come to check up on them, so she puts a blanket on Reg to hide him. He arrives and begins to look around. He checks under the blanket with Reg, but he disappeared. Riko spots Reg hanging from the ceiling. She is then punished with cleaning up the orphanage. Riko sneaks back to Reg, but Jiro is looking for her. Reg then launches both of them outside. She takes Reg to go watch the sun rise above the city. She tells Reg that he came from the abyss. Shiggy tells us about the curse of the abyss. The further down you go, the stronger the curse. The effects range from mild dizziness to death. They believe that Reg came from the lowest part of the abyss, as he isn't human. He is made up of many different relics, making him incredibly valuable. They make a plan to get Reg to join the orphanage disguised as a human. Their plan works out and they become a student of the orphanage as well. A group of famous explorers come back from an adventure. They brought back a white whistle and it's revealed to be Riko's mother's whistle, and her name was Liza. The whistle ranking starts with red, then blue, then purple, and black. The highest ranked whistle is white. They give Riko Liza's whistle. Jiro tells Riko more about her mother Liza. She was an aggressive alcoholic, however she was the best explorer. He also tells Riko that she has the curse of the abyss. She must wear glasses or else she'll get headaches. She was born during an adventure. They were very deep, so the curse was strong. Liza abandoned all other relics to carry a newly born Riko to the surface. She used a curse repellent blanket to protect her. This makes Riko happy that her mother gave up fame and riches to save her. Jiro later tells Riko to read a letter Liza left for her. Whilst reading the letter, they find a drawing very similar to Reg. They also find a message saying that she is waiting for her at the bottom of the abyss. She tells the others she wants to go to the bottom of the abyss. This causes a fight as it's very dangerous. Reg goes on his first expedition with Nat. They find many squishy relics, however they aren't very valuable. He tells Nat that he wants to explore the bottom of the abyss, which angers him. On the way back, Nat is struggling with the curse. He is impressed that the curse has no effect on Reg. Later that night, Riko and Reg both agree to go down the abyss tomorrow. Shiggy pulls out a map and gives the duo a guide on the abyss. They are told that once they pass the second level, no one can help them anymore. The fourth level is reserved for only black whistles and is over 7,000 meters deep. Anything lower than that is reserved for white whistles only, however they can't return. The abyss curse only takes effect when you climb up. Riko is still excited to go as she might see her mother again. Nat shouts at her, saying she probably died years ago. Riko then storms off crying. They meet up in town the next day to begin their journey. Nat and Riko make up and he leads them to the entrance of the abyss. At the entrance, Reg finds something inside his bag. The duos say their goodbyes, and Reg says that the thing he found can wait. They then descend using Reg's robot arm. Riko wakes up and finds herself in a net of Reg's arms. He was also sleeping, so he uses his arms to protect them. They are now over 800 meters deep, and Riko is happy about their progress. After eating breakfast, Riko is playing with a compass. It is a star compass that always points towards the bottom of the abyss. She drops in the river and it falls down a waterfall. She is now sad about losing her relic, but Reg hands her the letter he found before. Jiro placed it in his bag knowing that they were going to sneak out to the abyss. They find a red letter that says he will come for them at dawn to bring them back. Riko believes that it is a test to see if they have what it takes to reach the bottom. She finds a cobweb and a massive spider approaches from behind. It launches at them, so Reg shoots his hand at it. They descend further to get away from it. They find the entrance to the second level. Riko grows lightheaded and falls to the ground. They then decide to take a break, and during this break they spot another explorer. It could be Jiro, so they run away. They get caught and it's revealed to be the famous explorer from before. Nat and Shaggy ask for his help in getting the duo to the second level. He offers his help to escape the search party, but she rejects this. She doesn't want to cheat on Gyro's last test. He hugs them both before leaving. They descend further down and reach the second level. Riko now celebrates having escaped the other explorers. Reg hears someone calling for help. The duo find a man being eaten by a fox-like creature. They are about to go in and help, however Riko realizes that it's a trap. It mimics the cries of its victims. The man is already dead. Another creature swoops in and picks up Riko. Lots of the creatures comes in and attacks Reg. Riko is about to be fed to a baby creatures. When things start to look hopeless, he starts to instinctively aim his hand at the beast. He fires a massive blast, taking all of the creatures out. He then extends his arm to catch a falling Riko. They descend further and Riko is in rough shape. The second level curse is taking a toll on her. She wakes up and finds the destruction Reg caused. Riko offers to train him, but he faints and falls to the ground. He has a nightmare of Riko being eaten by the creature. He is woken up by Riko, who is glad that he is okay. They descend further down and Riko starts to get cold. Reg gives her his cape. A group of monkeys start to throw rocks at the duo. They chase them, so Reg carries them away. Now out of reach of the monkeys, they continue their journey. Someone is watching the duo. They reach a secret camp. Reg shoots his arm up, but he is shocked as something has grabbed them. It is revealed to be a white-whistled explorer called Ozin. Ozin lowers a bridge so the duo can enter. They meet up at the top and she already knows that Riko is Liza's kid. Sitting inside, she asks why they are so far down. She shows her the message Liza sent her. She then allows them to stay the night. In the middle of the night, Riko needs to use a toilet. On her way, she encounters a headless creature. She runs to Reg for safety. The next day, it's revealed that she wet Reg's bed. Ozin tells Riko to follow her so she can explain the monster. On their way, Ozin tells her that Liza is dead, and the letter uses a different handwriting. She then takes them to her private chamber. They are shown the curse repellent vessel that Riko was carried in. She reveals that Riko was actually stillborn, and the vessel gave her life. The creature she saw last night was a piece of meat she placed in it. She then calls Riko a piece of dead meat, which upsets her. Reg comes to back her up. Ozin now claims she wants to kill them both. She grabs Reg's leg and throws him to the ground. Riko tries to help Reg, but Ozin flicks her away. She is now bloody, so Reg decides to lock in. He prepares his fire blast. She grabs his arm and points it at Riko. He kicks his arm away at the last second, causing him to shoot the ceiling. He kicks Ozin into the wall and her arm is revealed. She has many marks, which is the source of her strength. She then locks in, scaring Reg. He is then later seen unconscious and badly injured. She drops him and wakes him up, but she stomps on him. He wakes up again and Ozin tells him it was all just a test. She claims it was just a lesson and she is just training them. She also tells Riko that Liza is waiting for her at the bottom of the abyss. She takes them to a cave and tells them to survive for 10 days. She tells Reg to not use the blaster, as every time he uses it, he is knocked out for 2 hours. Whilst he is knocked out, there is no way to wake him up, and this will leave Riko defenseless. She leaves them and wishes them good luck. Whilst collecting water, a hippo-like creature tries to attack Riko. Reg manages to grab her and pull her to safety. She builds a fire, but this attracts lots of insects. An old man and Ozin are watching the duo, and they are not impressed. The duo makes a plan to take out the hippo. They will use dung as bait. They burn it, successfully luring the hippo. Riko shines a light at it, allowing Reg to grab it from behind. He drops a massive log which traps the hippo. The old man and Ozin now discuss how they are making progress. They are now later seen eating and enjoying their hippo meat. The 10 days have passed, so the duo return to the camp. They have a nice meal with Ozin and chat about their experiences. They talk about how time feels like it moves differently in the abyss. This gives Riko more hope that Liza is still alive. She gets excited, but Ozin humbles her. She tells them to be careful in the 5th layer as they might encounter other white whistles. You have the Sovereign of Guidance, Birdface and Spaceman. That is not what they're really called, by the way. She says they are not friendly. She gives her a pickaxe that belonged to Liza. A flashback shows Liza and Ozin talking. She tells Ozin that if she ever finds Riko, that she should tell her that she is a living corpse. She should also say that it's a miracle, and she should train her and send her back to her. They now stand before the gate to the 3rd level. They descend it and find another hole. Reg lowers both of them down. They land in a small cave. They look out and realize they have to descend about 4,000 meters. There are dangerous dragon creatures around, so they use small animals as bait. Reg moves the duo from cave to cave to descend. They follow some mini creatures through the cave. They find an old ship. On her way, she encounters a monster that tries to attack her. Reg saves her. He debates shooting it, but he remembers what Ozin said. He shoots it anyway, believing that this is the only creature. The red snake monster from before comes in and chases the duo. The small creature from before blocked the exit and Reg is about to pass out. The creature breaks through, scaring the small creatures into running away. The duo now escape, but Reg has passed out now. She drags Reg using his arms. She is hungry and smells something very nice. She follows the smell, which leads her to a trap. She has now been swallowed whole. She opens the stomach from inside, which allows her to escape. The small animals now try to eat her as she smells nice. She runs away and falls down the hole. She crawls through the hole and finds an exit. She carries Reg on her back again and begins to climb. This causes the Abyss Curse to have a strong effect on Riko. She starts hallucinating and sees Ozin, Shiggy and Nat. She finally sees her mother. She takes her home and the entire town celebrates them. She notices Reg isn't there, which snaps her out of it. The snake monsters came for them again. She takes out her special pickaxe ready to use it, but Reg wakes up and punches it. She hands Reg the pickaxe and with one swing he takes it out. They descend further down and find hot springs. They have entered the 4th layer. Reg senses someone is watching them, so they descend even further down. Reg turns around and sees a massive monster is watching them. They run away and dodge its attack. It rips through their bag and kicks away the pickaxe. Armed with an umbrella, Reg tries to block its attack. It pierces right through the umbrella and pierced Riko's hand. The spikes are poisonous, so Reg pulls it out and ties a rope around her arm to stop the poison from spreading. Left with no other option, Reg decides to ascend. This activates the Abyss Curse. She starts bleeding from her eyes, mouth and ears. Her hand has increased in size massively and it hurts to be touched. She tells Reg to cut off her hand. He grabs a rock and prepares Riko for the amputation. He breaks her hand and begins to cut her arm. A bunch of insects swarm Riko. Reg realizes that Riko isn't breathing anymore. He cries out, now realizing that Riko is dead. A human armadillo approaches the duo. She instructs Reg to perform CPR on her. Riko has gained her color back and is now breathing. She tells him to get a splint for her arm. She invites them back to her base and offers help. They enter and Reg is impressed. Her name is Nanachi and she is known as a Hollow. She gives Riko medicine. She performs surgery on her arm, making it look much better. It is revealed that she was the one who was listening to them before. She was watching and listening to them intently. She had no intention of helping them until she felt pity for Reg. She has a roommate and it's a deformed creature. It was a former explorer who ascended too much in the 6th level. Nanachi is also a Hollow who transformed whilst ascending due to the curse. She gives Reg a list of items she needs to fully heal Riko. She gives him 12 hours to get the stuff before Riko dies. He runs out in search of the items. Nanachi finds Liza's whistle, and this gives her a flashback to Spaceman. She used to be his apprentice. Reg goes fishing and catches the first item, a demon fish. He then goes hunting for eggs. He collects yellow grass next. He catches a shroom bear, which is the last item, and then rushes home. She attaches the mushroom onto her arm, and this should heal her. On his way to wash Riko's clothes, he gets a flashback. He is in the field and sees a grave with Liza's pickaxe. Nanachi wakes him up and gives him more clothes to wash. Nanachi explains how the Abyss Curse works. It's like a trap that you can safely go down but not up. She tells him that the creatures can use the curse to predict their future. She gives Reg an earpiece and gives him instructions on how to kill the creature. He is commanded to look up to confuse it. He then grabs its nose, startling it. He wraps his arms around it, then shoots his blaster at it. It dodges this attack, but luckily it was grazed enough so it ran away. He returned and Nanachi asks Reg for a favor. She wants him to kill her. He passes out and Nanachi drags him inside. We then see her telling her backstory. She was a poor homeless orphan. She became best friends with a girl I'll call Beth. Spaceman sends them to level 5 for experimentation. The duo are put into an elevator to go to level 6. On the way up, the curse takes its toll on them. Beth loses her humanity and Nanachi becomes half monster. Spaceman has been doing brutal experiments on Beth and has figured out that she is immortal. After this, she runs away with Beth. She has been looking for a way to kill herself and Beth ever since. She believes that Reg's blaster is the only way to kill Beth for good. He agrees to do it if Nanachi keeps on living. He shoots Beth, finally ending her suffering. Nanachi cries and mourns the loss of her friend. The next day Reg wakes up and is happy to see that Riko has finally woken up as well. They now remove the mushrooms from Riko's arms and she has gained some movement back. Nanachi agrees to join the duo on their descent. Subscribe to see the 2nd season recapped along with other animes. Join the Discord in the description, look out and take care.